Hello to everyone out there. It's nice to see you, and we're all comfortable as can be. I would like to thank Mr. Mango for the introduction, and I was going to speak about him, and he must have known it, because today I'm speaking about encouragement and encouraging each other as we get the opportunity, as we fellowship. After the services to God the Father and Jesus Christ, we hang out in other rooms, most of us sometimes. And it's very uplifting. We get the opportunity to talk to each other and ask each other for prayers and help in the trials that we're going through. And I needed the sermonette that Mr. Mango gave us on the 5 points of overcoming these problems, so he must have known that. But anyway, church is full of love. I've never been in a church, and I've been in a lot of them, but not a lot of Church of God churches. But there's just so much love, and the people are so friendly and helpful. And it helps completely, and people sympathize, because when I first started coming, and I lost about 80% of my elbow, and when I shake hands with people and they don't know, some of them were very aggressive, yeah, hi, and I would automatically have faces that showed pain, but and for the people that are very kind and nice to me, one is Mr. Graham. He just holds his hand out and we give a little, and Fred looks out for me, and if I can't get to him, he'll do a little bump so that he doesn't, but he did tell me one time, he says, I should just grab that and jerk it and straighten it out for you, and I says, you could just watch the tears run down my face. Let me see, Bob is very gentle also. And the most kindest, considerate person is Keith. Keith is, if you're shaking hands with Keith, he is very aggressive. And at first he started ripping my arm out, but now he looks at me and he's very nice too. It's love just flowing to each other, encouraging. And it's a blessing that, and by looking out through the congregation, and I've developed the need, so to speak, to get to know the people that I don't know and talk to. And I've come up to a couple people and introduce myself and say hi, and they say, oh, we know who you are. And I said, yes, I've been here a few years, but we don't talk. I've never talked. And one woman that I don't see, 2 weeks ago, I did this to her. I introduced myself. She says, I know you. And I said, yes. And I know who you are, too. And then I haven't seen her for 2 weeks. I think I chased her away. But you can tell me if you see her. Anyway, the scripture I have, a good scripture here, is Proverbs 16:24. And if you can turn to Proverbs 16:24. It says, pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. And that's what I get from congregating with you and socializing and fellowshipping. And it's tremendous. I look forward to this, and I wish we had like a Sabbath on Wednesdays also. But one thing I'd like to bring out, and if you look at, this is a key that was given to me to a mystery. If you go to Matthew 20, verse 16, this mystery was introduced to us a few weeks back, and I found the key. and it says, "The first shall be last, and the last shall be first." That was the key I thought I'd bring up, because I wasn't going to say this, but something happened to change my mind today. Anyway, now to the basic part of the fellowship. Many of you have given me much encouragement, just simply by telling me how much you enjoyed the fellowship offerings that I bring to Sabbath services. Now, according to the concordance I have, fellowship offerings are mentioned 84 times in the Bible. So, after reading this, I've thought to myself, I'll bring in a fellowship offering. And as Mr. Thomas mentioned to us, as a result of the church survey we recently took, it says the same small amount of people do most all of the serving. So I'm going to suggest or challenge people to get involved with a little fellowshipping afterwards. And like I said, a lot of people have told me, "Oh, this was very good cake, da 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 da." And the first one that really moved me, there was a woman that I had seen but really didn't know, sitting across from me in the fellowship hall, and she started eating a piece of cheesecake. And she says, "Wow, this is very good." And I looked at her, and I said, "Thank you." And she looked at me like I was weird. And then I told her, "I made that cheesecake." And that made me feel good for this woman to just comment to a stranger, more or less, that it was good. And I thought that was good. But the best one that I've gotten so far was one of the brethren told me, "A lot of the women are going to dislike me because I'm leaving them in my dust." And could this be challenging, that I'm going to promote you to show me what you can do, and we'll see what happens. We're here to fellowship, and that makes it a little easier and everything. Now, I've gotten other comments that I've taken, and one person told me, "I'm cutting the cheesecakes in too small pieces." And I agreed with her. I love them myself. Now, then I had just recently another woman tell me, "You're cutting the pieces too big. And if I made smaller slices, more people can enjoy it." So I'm just going to keep cutting them into medium-sized little pieces that I've been making. But I would like to, like I said, see yous back there, enjoy fellowshipping with yous. We can encourage each other, talk about our spiritual needs with each other, and this is where we can get help. We can guide each other. And nowhere else in the world are you going to be able to tell your true problems to people that don't know God like we do. And it's a tremendous blessing. So I would like to encourage you to continue with the fellowship, hang out if you can. Have a nice Sabbath.